Well, this week, the Rolling Stones celebrate 50 years of rock and rollin' and ridiculous backstage demands.
Yes, demands that DJ Andy Kershaw remembers only too well.
It was July the 25th, 1982, 30 summers ago, when the Rolling Stones set Roundhay Park in Leeds alight with a groundbreaking concert.
It transformed the live music industry. It changed the way we saw and heard the mega bands. And it truly changed my life.
The Rolling Stones were the biggest rock and roll band in the world, and the Leeds concert was their final date at the end of a 2-year world tour. They wanted to go out with a spectacular, and they did, in front of 120,000 fans on a stage the size of an aircraft carrier.
And I was right at the heart of it. Just 22 years old, I looked about 15, and grandly titled Backstage Labour Coordinator. And because outdoor concerts on this scale were a very new development, if not unprecedented, we were all, necessarily, making it up as we went along.
Look at me back then. Would you have trusted me with a world-famous music act? Well, the scary truth was, many people already had.
I'd been entertainment secretary here at Leeds University for 2.5 years, booking all the bands and organising and running all the gigs.
I'd booked them all, from Dire Straits to The Clash, and I'd inherited a fantastic legacy. Well before my time, in 1971, 11 years before Roundhay, even the mighty Stones had considered the dear old refectory at Leeds University to be a big venue. But more than a decade on, you weren't going to catch the Stones queuing on a dirty basement staircase.
By 1982, the live music industry had grown up and put on muscle. The Rolling Stones had become a corporation, and my beloved Leeds University refectory couldn't hold them anymore.
I was at the university when I got a call from Harvey Goldsmith, the UK's leading concert promoter. Did I want to work for the Stones at Roundhay that summer? And could I bring with me my university stage crew? On that stage crew, Neil Hunt and Dawn Collins were two of the team daft enough to follow me to Roundhay.
A little quieter than when we last were in this bowl, I think, standing on this spot.
Just a little bit, yes.
Just remind me, what was your job on the day? I've forgotten.
My job was blowing the balloons up. Do you remember?
Thousands and thousands
of balloons. We had those 2 frames either side of the stage that we had to fill with balloons.
And did you actually get to see any of the gig, Neil?
I saw some of the Stones, but a lot of the time I was putting fencing up as fast as the punters could tear it down.
And the fence was, in fact, the main preoccupation of the Rolling Stones Corporation for the best part of 3 weeks.
It was a lot to do with what colour it was.
How many times did I have you painted?
Well, it was kind of the recurring task.
The Rolling Stones site coordinator decided that the fence was not just the wrong colour, it was the wrong shade. And he said to me, if that fence is still the same shade of green come Sunday, Mick and the boys will walk off this stage.
And it wasn't just balloons and fences we had to contend with. The Rolling Stones, giving us 2 days' notice, insisted on a Japanese water garden for the backstage area, complete with koi carp. In an age before DIY superstores, we needed somewhere to get supplies. And believe it or not, this humble hardware shop came to the rescue. By the time the crowds were packed into Roundhay Park, it was nuts and bolts from Stanton's that were holding everything together, including the stage itself.
What are they for? Were you aware that without this remarkable little hardware shop, the Rolling Stones mega gig at Roundhay Park could not have happened?
They want B&Qs, they want places that hold a lot of stock like Stanton's used to.
It was such a huge relief when we finally got the Blighters on stage just here on the Sunday afternoon. I heard the deep boom of explosions, and all those balloons, thousands of them, were released into the sky, and a wave of euphoria swept around this vast ball.
The Stones Roundhay concert set the precedent and drew the blueprint. The mega gig is now the norm, because promoter Harvey Goldsmith, the Rolling Stones themselves, and me were daft enough to try it.